Good evening everyone and welcome to the Invictus Racing League. This is round 6 at the glorious race of the Baku Grand Prix, which is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here. I am your host with the most, Malc. Tonight with me, as always, is the legendary, the greatest American commentator of them all, Tim. How you doing, mate? You alright?
I am absolutely ecstatic tonight now because Azerbaijan, I have never told you, this is actually my favorite course on the entire F1 schedule. You know, there's Circuit of the Americas, that's obviously my home track, but no. This track right here, Azerbaijan, my favorite one, and I am so glad that it is on the schedule. I am absolutely pumped for tonight. Right,
that's good. That's good stuff here. Absolutely fantastic stuff here tonight. Because I was about to say to you, actually, was this your favourite, would you say this is your favourite track of your top 3, would you say?
I think it takes up the entire top 3.
Oh, okay. So, signed, sealed, delivered, top 1 on that one for you, Tim. Would you agree with that?
That's right. Exactly.
Fair dues, fair dues. But before I carry on, I'd like to say I hope everyone has had a very good Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone here. This is the first race back after the Christmas break of the Invictus Racing League as well. So, like I said, we're on round 6. I will mention about the updates near the start of the race here, but we're about to kick off with the, obviously we already kicked off with the qualifying as well. Have you missed it, Tim?
I haven't had anything to do. I mean, you know, 2 weeks ago I even said that these are my races now. The NASCAR season's over, the F1 season's over, the Dakar Rally, it's happening right now, but it's not exactly broadcasted live on TV. So these have been my races, not just for the commentary aspect, but just simply for the entertainment and to watch them. And so I was just going through complete racing withdrawals, you know, just short of just sitting up there, just praying for Invictus to come back.
Absolutely fantastic stuff there as well. So we're about to kick off with the qualifying lap here now. Watching Mr. P doing his proper qualifying lap here now. So coming to the start finishing line now, coming up into turn 1 now. There's no corners with names at all, so we have to do it as the turn numbers here. At turn 2 now, this is the first lot of the proper DRS straights here now. So there's the DRS straight as we speak here, and then going a long straight off to turn 3 in a moment or two, so the end of the first DRS straight. You've got to be absolutely crucial here as well. Into, which is turn 4 now. Yellow flag set to 1. Yellow flag set to 1, so something must happen there. And then coming up to, which is turn 5. And then turn 6 now. And try and do everything possible here as we speak. And you come up to, which is turn 7 now, and this is the most important part of the track here. The most awkwardest part here is turn 8, which is the castle section here. There's so many silly bang moments there. They have to be absolutely careful there. So passing to turn 10, 11, and now 12 now. Down, like, uphill straight here now. And try and do everything possible here into unlucky turn, which is turn 13. And then into 14 now. And then 15 now. Oh, coming up to the end of the second sector now, and then into, which is turn 16, and then it feels like you have to be on a roller coaster here, passing into turn 17 now, and then into 18, and sweeping into the right, which is turn 19 now, and then come up to a little bit here of turn 20 now. So that is 20 turns of the qualifying lap at the glorious race of the Baku Grand Prix. And the time to beat is a 139.515 on the softs. A 139.515 on the softs by Mr. P in the Ferrari there. So fantastic stuff there. Time Avalanche did a 140.098. Tim, who are you watching so far?
Well, I was watching F1 Mr. P along with you. I thought he was actually going into the wall as he started to enter that downhill. He hung onto it so very nicely, just getting those curves just precisely how he needed to, hitting the apexes every single corner. Maybe I'm easily impressed, but I am amazed.
Absolutely fantastic stuff there from Mr. P there. Really starting off with the qualifying there. But I tell you what, I'll stand credit there because Mr. Sky C, the Drivers' Championship winner of the last 3 seasons, has got a pole position here at the moment here. Oh my days, oh, Stephen just hit the wall there at turn 2 there. So Mr. Sky C did a 139.072, 5 tenths quicker than Mr. P. So that's brilliant time there. Nigel in the Merc has done 141.749 on the medium tyre there. With this, have you done much on the track here this year? Well, or last year, so we say, at Azerbaijan in your career?
Not last year, but the year before, definitely. And this is, you know, as I said, one of my favorite courses. It's really the course that I use to get myself used to the car that I was driving. So, you know, it's a weird track to choose to do that, but, you know, that's how I really learned to manage, you know, the IRL, you know, and just the brake bias and everything.
Absolutely. It's one of those tracks where it's kind of like Monaco all over again. And you've got to make sure you don't want to hit those walls there, because I keep saying it's like a silly bang mode there, because if you lose that wing, you will lose out so much time down the straights, and you don't want that to happen at all. Some updates so far. Yoss has moved up to third there with 139.9. Luke Bailey did a 141.2. DL44S has done a 141.723. However, he's on the hard tyres as well. Fresh standard 142.1. Just looking, I was going to look at Sab there, but is there anyone that you're watching so far, Tim?
Well, I was watching TL44S as he completed his lap at 141.7 for him. Now, that's on the hard tires. I'm actually noticing a lot of drivers, you know, going out on the soft tires very early on. And I would expect to see soft tires, but, you know, maybe closer to the end of the session. So, you know, we're having a nice, healthy mix right now as far as tire strategies go, with some starting on the hards and a few, obviously, the top 5 starting on the soft tires. So they have been able to put some stellar times in.
Yeah, they're trying to start the marker off here, because we've not heard anything from the weather crew here at all. So we're not sure what's happening here. So as far as we're concerned, it's going to be a dry race as far as we're concerned, but we've not heard anything from there at all. I'm just watching Delange here doing his lapping at the moment here. A newcomer in the league here, Jacob Char, if that's how you pronounce it, in 9th place. And absolutely fantastic stuff there from Jacob there in 9th place here. So he's done a 142.3. I'm just looking to check on the strategies as we speak. With Azerbaijan, it's one of those tracks where you have to be absolutely spot on here as well. I don't think I've got the stats here. If not, I will have to check it in more detail again. So, with the strategies here, it's definitely a one-stop, with obviously the hards to, the mediums to softs, I've pronounced that. But if you start on the hards, you will have a chance of going longer on there as well. But you have to be absolutely spot on here as well. So 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left of the qualifying here. Delange just going back into the pits there. But what can Boy Better Know do his lap here now? And he has done a 140.2. So he moves him up to 5th place. I was just speaking to him just before we started the commentary box. He said he feels like he's a brand new driver here after missing out. But like I said, he hasn't missed out that much, because he has gone into top 5 here with a 140.2. What are you watching so far, Tim?
You missed that, Malc, but Boy Better Know, coming out of turn 2, he was turning dead right and nearly got the wall, but did not. That was an impressive save. But I was about to say that, Malc, he feels like a new driver. I feel like a new commentator, because it's been 2 weeks. It's been such a gap. But I don't think Boy Better Know can use that excuse anymore, because that was a save of an experienced driver right there. Absolutely, and he is a no-assist driver as well, so all that experience counts as well. And he has been driving for many seasons now, so unbelievable stuff there as well. But he really is. Oh my days! He hit the wall there at Castle section. It looked like he hit the wall there. Yes, he has. He's lost a bit of his front wing on the right end plate there. Absolutely madness stuff here. Yellow flag set to 2. Yellow flag set to 2. So something must happen there. Oh my days! That is looks like either Time Avalanche, that might be Time Avalanche, or that might be Mr. Sky Z it looked like he was slowing down a little bit there. So, but looking like this, Steven's already done 3 laps of the hard tyres here, so the strategy will have to be really spot on here. Good evening to Daz. How you doing, mate? You're right. Says Happy New Year. Oh, Happy New Year to you, mate. Hope you're okay well. Steven moves up to 9th now with 142.072 now. So with 8 minutes left here, Tim, is there anyone out there that you've noticed so far in the timings?
is there going to be any differences or changes near the end?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say that Mr. Sky Z, he's obviously having a very good qualifying run, you know, and with him being the drivers' champion last season, earlier on, I expected him to really, you know, show a little bit more strength. We haven't really, you know, heard much from him, at least in the past few weeks, you know, barring the break that we had, but we haven't really heard much from Mr. Sky Z. He's just sort of quietly been racing around with us, but now here he is trying to make a statement, and he's up on the pole 0.5 of a second ahead of second place of F1 Mr. P.
Absolutely, he's just showing that mark dead. Say, look, I know we've had 2 weeks off, but I ain't moving away from that top spot there to win another Drivers' Championship for the 4th time of asking this season. Could it be done? We'll have to wait and see, but we'll mention about the point standings later on here. But is there anyone that you're still watching so far, Tim?
Currently, I am watching Nitro Gas. He just started his flying lap. He's currently in 9th with a 141.749 and just past the castle section. So far, so good. No wing damage so far as I can tell. No contact with the wall, so that is good for his lap. He's now entering that downhill section, and he gets the apex very nicely. For just a moment, I thought he was going into the wall. I think I'm going to be faking out a lot in that section today.
Oh! Oh, Mr. Sky Z goes into pole position still, but with a quicker time there, 138.692. Where the hell did that come from? Where the hell did that come from, Tim?
I have no idea. Maybe we need to ask Mr. Sky Z. It is almost a second quicker than Yas, who is now in second with a 139.4. F1 Mr. P with his 139.5 has dropped down to third. Meanwhile, Nitro Gash has improved his time just a little bit to a 140.470. That is good enough for seventh at the moment.
Yeah, that's still good time there from Yos. It's always those two drivers, the top two, they're always battling out for the win here, always, guaranteed. But we'll have to wait and see what happens here with some of the drivers here, because, as I said, this track, if you hit the wall or if you make a massive mistake, you could get guaranteed a safety car. So I will not be surprised if we get a safety car tonight. Do you agree with that, Tim?
I do. You know, Azerbaijan is it's one of those tracks, obviously, that's very narrow, you know, just really narrow tracks. So, you know, if there's a wreck, all of a sudden, you know, you get a lot of drivers getting collected, and yeah, of course there's going to be well, I shouldn't say of course there's going to be a safety car, but of course it's very possible. But, of course, we don't know what's going to happen, and that's the beauty of these races. I think it was Brazil in preseason, you know, for this season, that we thought it was going to be a fairly calm race, and then it turned out to just be so crazy that I wish that it had been a points race.
Absolutely. And like you always say, points mean prizes here, Tim. Points mean prizes. Now, watching Delange now. Delange on ozone. Oh my days, Delange is getting the slipstream off one of the Alfa Romeros there. It might be Mr. Sky Z there, so that might help Delange here. Try and get some good time here. He moves up to 9th with a medium tyres there, so that's still a cracker of time there from Delange with a 141.116. But the driver to beat at the moment here is a 138.692, which is Mr. Sky Z. Tim.
Yeah, Mr. Sky Z indeed is now. Delange has actually moved down to 10th as Ferocious Dan set at 140.636 on the medium tires. So right now we only have about 4 drivers on the medium. That's the highest running of them at the moment, being Ferocious Dan in the McLaren in 9th. So it looks like that they are going to be going for the longer strategy, whereas the top 8, everyone in the top 8, have soft tires with just 3 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in this section.
Absolutely. Would you have started on the softs, Tim, or would you have gone for the mediums to start off with?
Personally, I think starting on the softs is the way to go.
Fair dues.
Definitely. I mean, this track, you really need. I'm trying to find my words, but really, if you're up with those guys, you know, the front runners, the top 5, top 10 or so, you know, you need to keep up with them. And so if they're on softs, you know, you're going to have no choice. You're going to have to go for the soft tires. And that's what I think I'm seeing a lot of drivers do is, you know, 1 or 2 drivers went out, set a really fast time on the soft tires, then everyone else just kind of, you know, follows in and copycats, you know, for lack of better words.
Absolutely. With this track, we've got 3 minutes left, Tim. 3 minutes left. Who will stop Mr. Sky Z off pole position here? At the moment here, I can't see anyone trying to get even closer to him because he's just on a rampage here into pole position here. But at the moment here, look, Mr. Sky Z is in pole position. Jos is in second. Mr. P is in third. Time Avalanche is in fourth. Ozone Typhoon is in fifth. Boy better know. In sixth, the brand new driver, wink wink, as we always say. Luke Bailey is in seventh. Sheepy is in eighth. Nitrogas is in ninth. Froshistan is in 10th. Delange is in 11th. Jacob, the brand new driver here of the Invictus Racing League, I wish him all the very best of luck here for the remainder of the season here. So he's trying to get back into the pits to get one more lap in here as well. Stephen got 14, so Spud got 15, and Sab unfortunately had a DNF. I'm not sure when that happened, but he did have a DNF earlier on in the qualifying here. But we got 2 minutes left, Tim. Who are you watching so far?
Just watched F1 Mr. P improve his best lap. Now a 139.280 for the driver in the Ferrari. So that moves him up to second with Jos and his 139.4 going down to third. Jos, of course, is now on his out lap, and he's just now going through the castle section. So here in just a moment, he'll be starting his timed lap, and then we'll see if he has anything for Mr. Sky Z or if he has anything for F1 Mr. P.
Well, if like I said for Jos and Time Avalanche, if they want to try and beat Mr. Sky Z, they need to produce. I think they're losing it a bit at the castle section, because I always lose about like 2 or 3 seconds at least. So I think that's where they're probably losing it that much at that track there. But because obviously you don't want to hit that the walls there as well. But just watching Jos coming up to do his proper lapping now. Is there? I'll tell you what. Is it going to be the same predictions at the end of the at the end of the qualifying, Tim, or not?
Oh man, I mean, the safe bet is saying that Mr. Sky Z is getting this pole position, so I'm gonna go with that one. But I do believe that if anyone's got anything for him, it's Jos, because he has shown, some really good speed. Not trying to take away from Ton Albanach, it's just that Jos, he just completely came out of nowhere, and he was running, second on the board there for a while until F1 Mr. P just set the time that he did a lap ago. So Jos really seems like he's able to, pick up speed and gain speed. And you've even said yourself that if it weren't for communication issues on Jos's part, him and Mr. Sky Z could really have a big battle going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here we go, we're coming up to the final bit of the qualifying time here. Will anyone try and stop Mr. Sky Z into pole position here? We're just watching Jos coming up through the castle section there. Yellow flag set to 1. Yellow flag set to 1. And I'll tell you what, they have stopped the qualifying here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here. The qualifying has now stopped. Who will try and get pole position here? Will it be Jos? At the moment, Mr. Sky Z will hold on for first. He won't do any more now. Mr. P holding on for second here, but he might lose out to second to Jos here, who's coming up to the final bit of the third sector here now. Ton Avalanche could have a chance here to try and move into the top 3 here tonight, depending on how Jos and Mr. P, depending on how Jos is done here. But Jos is coming up to the straight line speed now. Can he try and do it here? Let's see. He's passing the pit entry here now. He's coming up to the straight line. No, 139.4 is his time there. Time Avalanche, will he try and get into the top 3 here? He's only 3/10 off Jos's time here, Tim. He's only 3/10 off. Will he do it, Tim?
Not sure if he'll be able to or not. He did have a little bit of an issue with the wall. I don't believe it gave him any significant front wing damage, but he has made contact with the wall. Nonetheless, if he was still able to get a really good lap after that, I would be so very impressed. We're going to find out here in just a moment. And he moves up to second place, and he just proves me wrong. Ton Albanach, 139.240, second place in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Oh, absolutely brilliant stuff there from Ton Albanach. The 2 Alfa Romeos into the top 2 here tonight here. Can Luke Bay? Oh, I thought Luke Bay was going to go for it there. He does not go improve it, but where's Sheepy? Sheepy's coming up to the final bits now. When he tried to improve his time, it looks like he's trying everything he can here. No, he's going back into the pits there. So this is what you see, is what you're going to get here of the qualifying here. What a way to start you racing back after the Christmas break here. Mr. Sky Z out of nowhere. Pole position here. Second place is to Avalanche in there. Fantastic stuff there from the 2 Alfa Romeo drivers there. And Mr. P in third place here with the Ferrari car. Fantastic stuff there from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here. So, we're just waiting for Sheepy to finish off, and then we'll do the race classification and do the actual advertisements there as well. But before we carry on, can you please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League channel for all the live races here as well. I will go through all the proper advertisements during the break in a moment or two, once we've done the race classification. So here is your short qualifying classification of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. This is Mr. Sky Z, the Vavavoom is in first place, Tana Balanche is in second, F1 Mr. P is in third, Yos is in fourth, Ozone Typhoon is in fifth, Nigel fantastic stuff from him, is in sixth place, Boy Better Know is in seventh, TL4 Forest is in eighth, Luke Bailey is in ninth, Sheepy is in 10th there, so the top 10 will start on the softs here. Ferocious in 11th, Delange in 12th, Stephen in 13th, Jacob on his brand new debut race here in 14th place, Spud is in 15th, and Sab is the only one who's had no time at all with 16th place because he had a DNF just there. As I said, we'll be doing the advertisements and then we'll talk about the race itself. This is the Invictus Racing League on the YouTube channel for all the live races of the F1 League. Last night we had the No Assist League, the F1 League that used to be the No Assist League on the Monday nights, with the greatest commentary duo of them all, of Gareth and Sab. Sab is already in the racing here tonight, but they are the two best commentators ever on there. You also got myself and Tim, who are doing the live and exclusive race here at the Realistic Performance League on the Tuesday nights. And then we also got the Assist Leagues, the Equal Performance Leagues on the F2 and F3 on the Wednesday nights at 8 PM with, for F2, you got Royce Lander and Energy Dan, and also myself and Tim again for F3 at the same time as well. And it looks like we're about to kick off again with the race it's to start off with for the formation lap. So hopefully we'll try and kick in a moment or two. But before we do that, not only we do the live races here as well, but there's also the podcast as well with Gareth and Sab on the Thursday nights as well. So make sure you tune in at the same time at 8 PM as well. So they do the best podcast ever to talk about the real life F1 and also talk about the updates of the Invictus Racing League as a whole as well. But also, not only we're on YouTube, guys, we're also on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram as well. So make sure you like, subscribe and follow as well. But make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. But also the main point of it all is, if you like the racing and like the battles so far, why don't you join in on the InvictusRacingLeague.com to join in and join in on the racing here, and hopefully we'll try and get you in on one of the races either next week or the week after to see how it goes as well. So that's the advertisements of the Invictus Racing Leagues. Before we say that, please make sure you like subscribe to the YouTube channel for all the live races here as well. And we will have 26 laps of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here, so hopefully we'll try and see some absolute unbelievable moments here. Will we see a 2 in a bed, 3 in a bed, or maybe even a 4 in a bed moment there, which we had once at Silverstone. I think that was last season as well. So that was one hell of a moment there to remember. And I'll get a commentary on that one as well. That was just an immense stuff as well. So, but a lot to say. Tim, what's your thoughts of the race tonight? What are your predictions for your top 3?
I think I'm going to echo the sentiment of another driver that I saw in chat just a little bit ago, and that is, bold prediction, a lot of people break the front wings today.
Oh, okay. I tell you what, do you reckon we'll have a safety car tonight?
You know, I don't feel safe commenting on that part, but I think if we're going to have a safety car anywhere, it's going to be here in Azerbaijan or Monaco. But is Azerbaijan. That's our focus.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just one of those tracks where something's gonna happen, I reckon, and they've got to be careful here. Especially, like you said, everyone could be braking really early to avoid the collisions of the number driver ahead as well. But I tell you what, I just can't wait for it to start. And I'll tell you what, we've got 26 laps. Will we see anyone? Will Mr. Sky C carry on with that momentum there? Or would Time Avalanche, Mr. P, or one of the outsiders here to produce the shock of them all here? So, Tim, over to you, mate.
And the honors, forever and always, it is. As now we see the drivers lining up on the grid into their appropriate qualifying positions. And there you hear them. They are revving their engines, those itchy pedal feet. They are ready to go, but they have to wait on the lights. Watching the lights in the air. We've got 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights in the air. It is now green flag for the Invictus Racing League's Performance League Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And already Mr. Sky Z getting a very early lead as there is a Williams. The Williams of Yas just completely overshoots turn 1, and he is already in the runoff area.
Oh my days, I don't know what happened there. It looks like he lost a bit of his braking there. And because of that, he's lost a bit of momentum there. He's right at the back here. But look at Mr. B and Ozone and Avalanche here for battle for second place. Oh no! What a move there from Time Avalanche! Time Avalanche hold on into second place here. This has been a brilliant. Look at the Renault on TL4 for S and Nitrogas. Oh my days, Tim! We're missing the racing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know, this is absolutely madness now. Just all the drivers trying to, struggle and just bouncing around for position. Right now, it looks like they have finally settled into somewhat of a line, but there you see what looks to be Ozone Typhoon trying to make a move on F1 Mr. P, and just behind them, TL4 and the Renault getting all up on the back bumper of Nitro Gash in the Mercedes. Yas is now retired from this session. You do not know what happened to Yas, but that is very unfortunate. He had such a fast car and so much promise in this race. Very unfortunate for him, but back to the races. Boy Better Know is now on the back bumper of TL44S, the Toro Rosso versus the Renault as they enter that downhill section. So far, all drivers get by unscathed, do not see any contact with the wall, but just as I say that, I do believe that the Red Bull of Luke Bailey made just a little bit of minor contact, so maybe look to see if he's got any front wing damage. So far, I do not see any, but there is a Toro Rosso now. Was that Boy Better Know?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. That was Boy Better Know. He's just lost a bit of his front wing damage there, so he'll lose a bit of the straights here against Luke Bailey here. But Sheepy! Unbelievable stuff there. Makes the move against Luke Bailey. But can he make 2 moves within 1? Oh, come on! Sheepy! Oh my days! This is unbelievable stuff. Can Sheepy do it? No! Sheepy thought he might have done it there, but he might have a chance here with the DRS. Too early to say there. But what a move that was from Sheepy. Unbelievable stuff there. Tim?
And while you're watching that, I'm watching the battle for third. Malcus Ozone Typhoon is starting to close in on the Ferrari of F1 Mr. P. They're momentarily going into turn 2. F1 Mr. P looked like he was going to be able to make a move on Ton Albanach, but the Alfa Romeo has since put a decent gap between the two. F1 Mr. P, though, he is running in third and under a lot of pressure from that Racing Point machine of Ozone Typhoon. So far, no chance to pass, but now F1 Mr. P has gained a lot on Ton Albanach. So it is just constantly switching back and forth as far as who is gaining on who. Mr. Sky Z could not want anything better than this. Looking behind him, he sees a bunch of drivers battling it out. That's going to allow him to sail away.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Mr. Sky Z is the Drivers' Championship leader as we speak after 5 rounds of the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League as well. As long as he gets ahead of Luke Bailey and Jos and Ferocious Dan and Tom Avalanche, that will be absolutely fantastic stuff there for Mr. Sky C. But at the moment, there's a 1 second gap there from the top 2 there. But still watching Mr. P. Mr. P have a chance here on Tom Avalanche here. Oh my days. Could we see make some 2 moves here? Unbelievable. Can we see it? Tim?
I don't know. We're just going to have to find out. I'm still watching the battle between F1 Mr. P and Ton Albanach. F1 Mr. P, if he had DRS, he might have been able to get by him, but he does not.
No, he doesn't. But Ozone Typhoon's got the fast lap of the race now. DRS is now enabled now. DRS is now enabled. This is a chance now for the drivers to get past the drive. Oh, my days. Mr. P, he worries me too much. Just like the silly bang moments there of the wing. I don't know if he's lost a bit of his front wing damage there, but I can't see from his point of view here. No, it's still in contact. It's still in contact there, but it looked like it was a bit of a whack at the wall there, but still going there, Tim.
Yeah, and then he almost hit the wall there again. So F1 Mr. P already struggling here. Just looks like maybe his car is suffering from, it's getting a little bit tight, and it's actually allowing Ozone Typhoon to get right up on the back bumper of that Ferrari. So we have a Racing Point machine behind F1 Mr. P. It's Ferrari versus Racing Point versus the two Alfa Romeos up front. F1 Mr. P just cannot hit the apexes correctly. It really looks like his car is pushing and pushing bad. He almost gets into the wall in the castle section, but then again, who doesn't? F1 Mr. P, though, so far hanging on to it. But that is allowing the two Alfa Romeos of Mr. Sky Z and Ton Albanach to absolutely pull away, and they're about to be in a league of their own, much like you would see Mercedes in the real life F1.
Yeah, you never hear that before. And Alfa Romeo battling out in the top two in real life scenario there. Unbelievable stuff. But Tom Blanche could have a chance here with 3/10 now of the top two here. There's so many battles going on left, right and centre here. We might have a 4-car battle here in a moment or two there. But watching Tom Blanche here get on Mr. Mr. Sky C now. I'm losing the plot here. Unbelievable stuff there. Mr. Sky C will have to hold on for dear life here. He's going already on the inside line here. He's going, Mr. Sky C will have to hold on here. Tom Blanche will have to lose. Oh my days, the Ferrari! Mr. P nearly lost it at the back end. We might drop down. Yes, he has dropped down to 4th now. He has lost out. Oh my days, Mr. P.
And he hits the wall in turn 2.
Has he lost a bit of his front wing again? He has. He's lost a bit of his front wing on the right hand side there. So this is a chance for Nitrogaz to move up to 4th now. He moves up to 4th. Unbelievable stuff here, Tim.
Unbelievable indeed, and I don't even know where Nitrogas came from. He just all of a sudden was there. He saw a gap and took advantage of it. F1 Mr. P now just struggling. I think it's getting worse for him each and every lap, as now he is under pressure from the Renault of TL44S, but he undoubtedly, with as many times that he has hit the wall now, probably has wing damage, if not part of it coming off, as now Delange is actually retired from the session. Not sure what happened there.
I'm not sure what happened there. So Delange and Jos are the two DNFs earlier on in the race here tonight. But I believe, from what I've been told there, Jos had some problems with his pedals there, from what I've been told. Anyway, but look at Sheepy and Froshistan lost that through the castle section there. Sheepy's trying to push back car to the limit here. Unbelievable stuff. What a way to come back into the racing here after 2 weeks off. You absolute beauties, guys. Absolutely unbelievable. Tim.
Yeah, this is probably the best way to come back after a 2-week, and I am absolutely loving it. Like I said, this is my favorite track, and it is not failing to disappoint, and neither are any of these drivers. Still watching the battle between F1 Mr. P and TL44S. TL44S now has the DRS, and he's going to be able to get by F1 Mr. P likely with relative ease, and now F1 Mr. P has decided to go into the pits.
Yeah, because of that front wing damage there earlier on. But Ozone has moved up to 2nd place. Mr. Sky C drops down to 3rd now. So I'm not sure what's happened there for Mr. Sky C. He was at the pinnacle, at the top of there, but now Tom Blanche will move on to 1st. Ozone in 2nd place here. So I'm not sure what's happened there. But Mr. Sky C, the Drivers' Championship leader here, he doesn't, at the moment here, he doesn't want it to happen like this, because he will lose a couple of points to Tyler Blanche, and, well, like I said, he will lose a little bit to Tyler Blanche from 1st place here. I think it's just a 5-point gap increase as well, so, yeah, he might be closer, but it's still closer enough here as well. But unbelievable stuff there. But to me, it looks like Ozone really wants to win this race here, because he's really on the tail there of Tyler Blanche here for 1st place, Tim.
Yeah, Ozone, he is not failing to impress me at all. He is very, very impressive in this race, and he is just all up on the back bumper of Ton Albanach in the Alfa Romeo. And as they go through that downhill section, I thought for a minute he was going to get a little bit, like I said, I'm going to get faked out in that section so much, because these drivers, they take it with so much speed, and somehow they get the car to stick. It is absolutely amazing, and I love it, and that is why I love Azerbaijan.
Absolutely, but look at this, the position changes here. The biggest mover is Sab, who started off in 16th, moves up to 7th there after all that. So fair play to him. What a start from him after 5 laps here. But look at this, it's Tom Blanche has pitted. Tom Blanche has pitted already. So I reckon he'll probably have to go on the mediums or softs here. Sorry, mediums or hards, sorry. Over complicated there. But at the moment here, Time Avalanche will lose out quite a few places here. Drops down to 6th place here. But at the moment here, Ozone's in a world of his own here at the moment here.
Yeah, he is 0.8 seconds ahead of Mr. Sky Z. So the Alfa Romeo of Mr. Sky Z trying to chase him down, but really with pits already, starting to, come underway, it really would not benefit Mr. Sky Z to push his car too hard. He really just needs to stay, within range, and if possible, stay within DRS range of Ozone Typhoon without, trying to push his car. At this point, I feel he needs to try to conserve his tires as much as possible, because I find it surprising that Ton Albanach pitted as early as he did, but then again, I don't know what his tires are like. I don't know what he's feeling inside of that car. So, where we've had a lot of really battles already early on in this race, maybe they just used up their tires already, as now Sheepy has actually become the 3rd DNF in this race.
Yeah, so we've got, as you rightly said there, Sheepy's the 3rd casualty of the race here tonight at the Azerbaijan, the Baku Grand Prix here. Let's hope we get some more to hold on here in the racing tonight, because some of the drivers have all gone on, like Time Avalanche has gone for the hard tyres here, so he's going all the way to the end with the Alfa Romeo in the hard tyres here as well. Just watching those Stephen there, because he was closer to Sab here for 6th place, but Sab, who started off in at 16th place, he moves up to 6th place and 10 places as well. So fantastic driving there. Nitrogas moves up to drops down to 4th. TL4S. Oh, the top three, except for Nitrogas, have all pitted now. So Ozone Typhoon, Mr. Scorsese, and TL4S have all gone in the pits now, and Luke Bailey as well has just joined us. So
and Nitrogas, he actually got into the wall as he was entering that, that final stretch. There's that little right-hand turn right before you get to the straightaway. He actually hit the wall there, and I'm surprised he doesn't have more front wing damage than he does. In fact, it doesn't look like the end plate is gone at all on that right side, so maybe he got away unscathed.
He has as well. But look at this, Ozone and Ton Avalanche! They're going side in, 2 in a bit! They're going 2 in a bit! Ton Avalanche is on the left-hand side! Oh, unbelievable! They're still going side. Oh, I'll tell you what, Ton Avalanche is just a lucky guy here, because he's holding on for dear life here for 4th place against Ozone Typhoon. Unbelievable stuff here. Tim.
Yeah, and this is effectively for the lead of the race. Of course, not right now, but the 3 drivers ahead of them, Nitrogas, Sab, and O. Steven, all 3 of them have to pit, so this is effectively will be the a battle for the lead as soon as the pit stops, the cycle comes back around. So Ozone Typhoon and Ton Albanach not failing to disappoint and not failing to entertain here at Azerbaijan, with Ozone Typhoon desperately wanting to get by that Alfa Romeo, because he knows he has a really good shot at a win here today.
Yes, absolutely. Ton Avalanche needs to beat Mr. Scorsese by quite a lot of points here. Sheepy has unfortunately left the session here tonight. Nitrogas and Sab on the 2 Mercs that we definitely know about of the Mercs cars, definitely in the top 2, as we all remember here as well. But also Ton Avalanche be closing on O. Steven here for 3rd place here, but we've got another battle going on here between Mr. P and Mr. Scorsese. Nitrogas has pitted now, so you have to go on the hard tyres here later on. We should be going for the hard tyres to do the 1 stop here. But look at this. Look at Ton Avalanche trying to close in on O. Steven now for 2nd place here. Nitrogas will have a bit of advantage here, because he is 1 lap fresher than some of the guys who have already been on the pits there. The only ones that have not pitted yet are, I think it's Sab and O. Steven. Sab and O. Steven are the only ones who have had no pits yet. So O. Steven might have to pit later on. Probably to try and do enough to hold on for the soft tyres as well. But we might have a 3-car battle here for 3rd, 4th as well. Sorry, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. I do apologise, Tim.
Yeah, and O. Steven sitting there in 2nd place, and he has that bumper full of Ton Albanach, so he is definitely under a lot of pressure. So like you said, maybe he's just trying to hold out for the soft tires, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it. He might have to pit for the hard tires anyway, but with only 7 laps on those medium tires, obviously they're going to last longer than the softs would have. Meanwhile, Sab, 2.8 seconds ahead of this battle. He is in a league of his own, and he's on the hard tires, so we're going to see him go for quite a long time. So Sab so far sitting good in this race, but we'll see what happens after pit stops. Steven, meanwhile, just trying to hang on as he has the dominant forces of Ton Almanach and Ozone Typhoon breathing down his neck.
Oh, come on, let's have a 3 in a bed. Coming back after Christmas break, we want a 3 in a bed situation here from 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Will we see a 3 in a bed? Ton Avalanche maybe more of a 2 in a bed here. Oh, can Ozone? Oh, yes, come on, please be a 3 in a bed. Please be a 3 in a bed. Can it be? We got, yes, we've got a 3 in a bed. Oh, unbelievable stuff there. Steven was a sitting duck here. Steven was a sitting duck against Tarmac and Ozone. Unbelievable. I am losing my voice. Tim.
That was intense. Ton Almanach goes from 3rd, 2nd, Ozone Typhoon goes from 4th to 3rd, and then Steven dropping from 2nd to 4th, a 3-wide situation going down the front straightaway as they cross the line and going into turn 1. You could not script that. Absolutely not there. But with those 3 cars all close together here, you just do not know what to expect back here. Jacob's got the fastest lap of the race there with a 142.955, so well done to him so far at lap 9 on 26 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here. Oh my days, the castle section. It looked like Ton Avalanche hit the back end of that car on the wall there, but I might be wrong. It was just looked like it was just a bit of a glance there, but I'll tell you what, we might have 4-car battle here. Ozone Typhoon, he actually got into the back of Ton Almanach, and that sent him into the wall, so there might be some wing damage on Ozone Typhoon's car. So far, it looks like it's intact, but there might be some minor wing damage, because he definitely did get into the back of Ton Almanach, and that is what sent that Alfa Romeo into the wall. Yeah, absolutely. But they're still going battle here for the lead here, for, like I said, for 2nd and 3rd place here. Ozone Typhoon will have a chance on Ton Avalanche here for 2nd place here. They're trying to close in on Sab here for 1st place. Well, Ton Avalanche hit the glance of the wall there, but Ton Avalanche will have to hold on. He holds on. Ton Avalanche holds on for 2nd place here. But Sab's car is going to have to go long here. It's going to have to go really long here on the hard tyres here. But the tyre wear is all kicking in here. Look at this, we might have a 5-car battle. Oh, Ozone's going side by side. They're going side by side. Come on. Oh, Ton Avalanche back into 2nd place here. Oh my days, you are absolute oh my days, Ton Avalanche in the wall. Ozone moves on to 2nd place. Come on. Oh, what a move! What a move there from Ozone. We've got a 4-car battle here for the unbelievable stuff. Ton Avalanche has had a quick glance there. Oh my, no, Ton, you beauty, just before the castle section there. Oh, I am sorry, Tim. I'll let you carry on. I need a drink after this. Yeah. Ozone Typhoon, he got into the wall that allowed Ton Almanach to get underneath Ozone Typhoon and pass him going into the castle section. Meanwhile, it's Ton Almanach now pulling away from the Racing Point Machine because there is likely some damage on the front wing there. In fact, yes, there is. The left end plate of the Racing Point Machine on the front wing, it is gone. It is no more. It is not there. Steven 002 and the Ferrari just behind them. And he's struggling a little bit. Of course, he has old medium tires on. So he is struggling right now with TL44S in the Renault breathing down his neck and trying to get by him as they are entering the final straightaway. Well, not the final straightaway, but the front straightaway, rather. They are going to enter a DRS zone that will allow TL44S to at least try to get by the Ferrari. Meanwhile, Ozone Typhoon and Ton Almanach, it does not look like there is any contest there. But now Steven has decided that enough is enough, and he is pulled into the pits after 9 laps on those medium tires. So that gives TL44S the 4th position with Drivers Champion Mr. Sky Z breathing down his neck now. So now how the turntables. TL44S in 4th, but now he's the one with pressure from Mr. Sky Z in the Alfa Romeo, and Mr. Sky Z, he is a man on a mission. He was leading this race early on, then he dropped down to 3rd. He's running 5th right now after the pit stops have almost fully cycled through. Mr. Sky Z needing to beat Ton Almanach here today to try and increase his lead in the championship, in the driver's point standings. Not sure he'll be able to do that yet as Ton Almanac runs second, Mr. Sky Z in fifth, but he is, like I said, a man on a mission, breathing down that Renault right now. They are now heading toward the castle section yet again. Ozone Typhoon in the Racing Point machine. Ton Almanac in second with the Racing Point in third. No contact this time.
Absolutely, absolutely. But fantastic racing here. After I got my breath back away there. But like I said, as he's rightly said, I love this helicopter view that I've got here of the 4 cars battling out for second, third, fourth and fifth place here. Fantastic stuff here. Nigel Gash is closing on Luke Bailey here by 9 tenths for 6th place here. But still watching the 4-car battle here for 2nd place here. One of the TL4S is holding on for 4th place here. But here we go. Can Ozone try and finally get past Ton Avalanche for 2nd place here, and also have to watch out for Mr. Skies here as well for 5th to 4th place here. Good evening to Gareth and Sab and Colin. How you doing, mate? How you doing, guys? You alright? He says yes, TL4S. Unbelievable stuff there as well. Mr. Skyzy moves up to 4th now. Mr. Skyzy moves up to 4th place now. But Ozone thought he has the chance here to try and close in Ton Blanche, but he missed out the opportunity there. But now you're going to have to be careful, Mr. Skyzy, in the next lap or two.
Yeah, he really is, because now he is getting ever so much closer to Ton Albanach. But with that comes a lot of pressure. You don't want to overdrive these corners, because if you do, there is no runoff area hardly at all. It's just complete wall. And Ozone Typhoon, you know, we saw it. He was really able to battle with Ton Albanach before he got to the wall. Now he has some minor wing damage, and he's able to keep up with him, but he's not really able to stick his nose in there and try to go for any more positions. Because like you said, Malc, especially down the straightaways, even a little bit of front wing damage can be so detrimental to a driver's race and just a driver's overall car performance.
Yeah, absolutely, because I don't know how much time you would lose out, but you definitely lose out so much through the straight line speeds there. But the guys are absolutely trying to be careful there through the castle section, especially when I was watching Ozone there. He's trying to be absolutely delicate through the castle section there, and I don't blame him as well, because especially when we're near the halfway marker here, you don't want it to happen at this moment in time here. But at the moment here, coming to the halfway marker, Sab is in first place after starting at the back of the grid here in first place. Ton Avalanche is in second. Ozone, which we're watching now, in third, because Mr. Skyzy is on the chase here from fourth place here. TL4S will have a chance here to try and close in as well, but watching it from Mr. Skyzy's point of view, Ozone needs to try and catch up to Ton Avalanche here if he wants to stand any chance here to try and do some decent amount of overtakings here. But still not close enough here as well. But this has been one hell of a race so far here on the halfway marker here. TL4S is in fifth. Nigel Gashu moved up from 7 to 6, passing Luke Bailey in about a lap ago. And Luke Bailey is in 7th. Ferocious Dan is in 8th. Mr. P is in 9th. So Spud is in 10th. O. Stevens in 11th. And Jacob, the newcomer here, in 12th place. So Spud drops down to 11th. O. Stevens in 10th place. Tim.
Yeah, Mr. Sky Z actually a lap ago, he hit the wall there just a little bit as he was in front, that front straightaway, that section there with the line. And I'm surprised that he doesn't have any wing damage. It was just a tiny little kiss to the wall. So, that's what we were saying now, because, you've got to be careful. You have to be so ginger, almost driving like a dainty butterfly, just to make sure to not hit the wall. And actually, they go through the castle section here again. Ozone Typhoon cuts it really close with that inside wall, but I don't think he hit anything. And Mr. Sky Z and Ton Albanach got by unscathed as well. So now we're seeing a lot of drivers, be very calm. But it opens the door for mistakes as well.
Yeah, because this is what it is. If you stand by with the drivers here, because you might have a chance to overtake, and you need to do it at the right time here. If you don't get it right, you will lose out massively, especially on the points where we're at the halfway marker of the season as well. We have 12 races in a season, but with this, we're at the halfway marker at round 6 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here. But look at this from Mr. Sky Z now, trying to close in Ozone Typhoon for third place here. Ton Avalanche rolled on for second, but Ozone trying to defend here through the defend on the inside line here into third place here. Mr. Sky Z will need to think about what he needs to do next here. There's some battles going on at the back of the grid as well, but this has been an absolutely immense battle here for the top 4 here. as well. What a battle here, as we have seen, unravelled so far in this race here, Tim.
Yeah, it's just been, a constant battle. And, only now are the drivers starting to get strung out and just kind of spread out a little bit. But otherwise, for the first 10 laps, it was just a constant battle. As now Mr. Sky Z actually got by Ozone Typhoon, I think, but not sure. But Ozone Typhoon might have gotten into the wall a little bit. It's really hard to tell because he already got into the wall a few laps ago, so he already has wing damage, so you can't use that as a basis. But Ozone Typhoon now starting to struggle as Mr. Sky Z has moved into third and can now hunt down Ton Albanag with the Renault breathing down the Racing Point's neck.
Absolutely, but watching TL4S now, try closing on Ozone now, who's really struggling with those tyre, with the front wing damage as well. He's trying to hold on for dear life here to get some decent points here this season as well. So at the moment coming up to, which is the end of the... Oh my days, he's lost a bit of his front wing damage here. That was a bit of debris there. So yes, he has lost a bit of front wing damage as well, so he'll have to pit. He's got no choice, he's got to pit here. He will lose so much time on the straights here, especially when TL4S is trying to close in now. Makes the move done, even way, oh my days, way before the DRS straight here. So that means Typhoon, Sab is going to the pits now. Sab is going to the pits now. Ozone Typhoon has gone into the pits now. But Nitrogas moves up to fourth now. TL4S in third place here. So the drivers going in now. Saber did a brilliant job here to try and push that car to the limit here. Mr. Sky C really wants to try and beat Ton Albanag if he wants to extend his points to compare to the other drivers here tonight as well. But looking at it now, it depends on how Ton Albanag will hold on with those dear life tyres of the hards here as well, where Sab has just only managed to hold on for 13 more laps here. So we might have to see another pit stop here from some of the guys here tonight. Do you agree, Tim?
I was actually about to ask you the same question, Malc, is, how many of these drivers do you think are going to have to make a second stop here tonight? Because, Sab, like you said, he was not able to hold off long enough for the soft tire, so he had to fit the medium. Otherwise, his tires would have been completely dead by the end of the race because it's lap 15 or 26. So with about 12 laps to go, I feel as though Ton Albanag and Mr. Sky Z might be okay, but that is stretching those tires very, very far. But with the hard tires, see, that's the beauty of them, is you can at least do that, but I'm just not sure. With them battling like they are right now, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough.
I'm not sure what's happened here as well. I think we've had some contact there between Mr. P and Ozone and O'Steven there from the three cars there. By the looks of this, oh, Mr. P's just crashed into the wall there, like forcefully crashed, retired into the wall there. So he's not happy.
And Mr. Sky Z, he has the DRS now. Don't interrupt you, Matt, but he has DRS, and now he's getting by Ton Albanag as they go into turn one. They are side by side and wheel to wheel. And Ton Albanag, he goes wide. He almost hits the wall, but does not. Mr. Sky Z, that was a power move by his teammate. Two Alfa Romeos duking it out, and by turn two, Mr. Sky Z is in the lead and almost a second ahead now beyond DRS range. Ton Albanag is 1.059 seconds behind, but he is starting to gain on him now. He has to desperately try to keep in that DRS range if he wants a shot to stay with Mr. Sky Z.
Absolutely. What a move there from Mr. Sky C to go back into first place here after what happened earlier on in the race here. I'm not sure what happened earlier on, but he looked like he was struggling with the soft tyres when he came up to the end of that first stint pit stop here. But at the moment here, TL4S might have a chance here to close in here. We will have the interviews at the end of the race here tonight for the top three. Jacob's got another fastest lap here with 142.303 as well. So he's doing a fantastic job to get some fastest lap points. So whatever happens here tonight, he will guarantee to get a point as well as the point on the leaderboard here as well. So 2 points. Tim.
Yeah, Mr. Sky Z so far doing a really good job, and he's showing that he wants this Drivers' Championship, and he wants to gain every single point and then some that he can. Ton Albanag now 1.7 seconds behind, so that is definitely outside of the DRS range. And as I was saying just a lap ago, I wonder if his tires are dead now. I wonder if he has, just completely used them up, just battling with Mr. Sky Z and battling with TL4S and battling with all the drivers that, we've seen him battle with since he got out of his first pit stop.
I don't know, but It could be not, but it just depends on what they're managing on the tyres here. But at the moment here, Sab's closing in on Ferocious Dan for 6th place here. Sab, who's done a brilliant job here to start off with as well. He's making the move, and he makes the move done and dusted there into 6th place here. So Sab's on a rampage here on the medium tyres here. So he'll be on to try and close in on Luke Bailey now for 5th place here, so that'll be a fantastic achievement, whatever happens to tonight. At the moment here, regarding the position changes, at the moment Sab is the biggest mover. The second biggest mover is TL44S with 5 positions here, so he started off in 8th, would finish off in 3rd if it stays like this. Oh my days! Ferocious Dan's hit the wall. Ferocious Dan has just hit the wall there. He's lost a bit of his front wing, so he'll lose out so much. Now on his time here as well, Tim.
Yeah, and that's very unfortunate for Ferocious Dan. Is, you know, as you said, he's having a fairly decent run here today. You know, running in 7th, that is a points-paying position. But now it is that right side, that right end plate on that wing. It is just gone now. I did not see the contact, but very unfortunate for Ferocious Dan. That's going to hurt his straight line speed.
There was no contact with cars or anything like that. He just hit the wall as he was trying to turn. I think it was at turn 3. As well, so that was when it would all collide, when it happened there as well. But TL4S could have a chance to try and close in on 2nd place here, because he's only a second behind Time Avalanche here, who really is on top form here as well. TL4S with the situation here. Obviously, TL4S is in 6th place in the Drivers' Championship with 28 points. I will go to the driver standings there. Oh, Oso's out. Virtual safety car. Virtual safety car now. So Ozone is out of the race here. We've had 16 drivers. Now we have 10 drivers remaining here. What is going on, Tim?
I'm not sure. I'm riding on board with Jacob at the moment, trying to see Ozone's car, but so far I'm not seeing where he's, where it is that he's landed. But you were asking about a safety car. It's not. Oh, there he is in the downhill section.
He must have hit the wall properly, heavily there, Tim. Do you agree?
He would have had to just be stopped dead in his tracks there. They've already got it cleaned up, but yeah, definitely to be stopped just like a rock there. He definitely must have hit something and hit something hard. But as I was saying, virtual safety car isn't exactly a full-blown safety car like you were wanting, Malc, but it is something. It's going to throw a little bit of a spanner into this, but I think it's already been cleared and they're back underway now. Absolutely.
So we've got 9 laps. Yeah, 9 laps. Sorry, my head's gone. 9 laps remaining here of the Invictus Racing League, the realistic performance here. I'm not sure why that was a big pause there. Sorry about that, guys. But like I said, Mr. Scorsese holding on for first. Time Avalanche is on defensive here because he's losing that quite a bit of time here between the two Alfa Romeos here. And TL4S is really on a rampage here. I don't know if Time Avalanche has lost a bit. I don't know if Time Avalanche has lost a bit of his front wing here. Yes, he has. He has lost a bit of his front wing. That's why he's losing so much time there. To Mr. Scorsese on the straights here. He's lost a bit of it on the right hand side there. But look at TL4S right on the tail there of Time Avalanche here for 2nd place here. Won't have a chance to try and make the move done now, unless he's proved me wrong here. But he might have to do it on the second DRS straight here as well. But here we go, Time Avalanche coming up to the first corner. Time Avalanche has got 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings now. Did not want that at all. He did not want that at all. DRS straight now. DRS straight now. TL4S right on the tail there. Time Avalanche needs to push that car. Pedal to the metal here. Time Avalanche. Well, not sure what he's going to do here. So he's going to have to defend here. And he has defended here. Just. Tim.
Yeah, he did a really good job at defending there, but TL4S, he is not giving up. There is even a little bit of contact there between the two drivers, but that's going to allow the Renault to get underneath Ton Almanac. So now they're running side by side. TL4S has cleared Ton Almanac, at least for the time being, and he moves into the 2nd position. But a bad race, or so far a decent race, has gone really bad, really quickly for Ton Almanac here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Just so unfortunate. Like you said, that wing damage is hurting him tremendously. Yeah, I think there was a bit of contact between TL4S and Time Avalanche, which has brought the car of Time Avalanche hit the wall at turn 4, maybe 5, I think, at the point, and that's where Time Avalanche has lost a bit of his front wing. So he's at the same point as what happened with Oso and Typhoon earlier on.
in the race here where he had to pit again, but unfortunately now Time Blanche will have to defend again because Nitrogash could be on for a podium here tonight here. So Nitrogash, we haven't talked about him all race here. He might have a chance for a podium here tonight. Tim?
Yeah, Nitrogash, he has just sort of been, he has been the silent racer here. You know, he's made a little bit of noise, but really he's just kind of been hanging back and just hanging out. You know, for lack of better words, riding around, but now it's on I'm not good. So Nitrogash moves into third, and that is prime position for a podium. You know, with Luke Bailey being about what looks to be, 2-3 seconds behind Nitrogash? 3.5 seconds behind Nitrogash. So Nitrogash looking really good for a podium so far. Lap 20 of 26. He's actually gaining on the Renault of TL44S as well.
He might get second place. At least, as long as he doesn't hit any penalties galore here, he will guarantee to have a podium here tonight, Nitrogash. So, out of nowhere, I'm just trying to see where he started. Nitrogash started off in 6th place, so he did well. Sab started off in 16th, moves up to 5th place now, so he's the biggest mover of the race here. TL4S and O'Stephen are the biggest, second lot of biggest movers, joint ones there as well. So fair play to those drivers there tonight. It's been a belt of a race here tonight. Do you agree, Tim?
This race has been absolutely stellar. You know, like I said, for the first 10 laps, there was a battle going on. Anywhere you looked on the racetrack, there was a battle. And now the drivers have started to, sort of spread out, and we've had, what is it, about 6 DNFs at this point. Now that the drivers are starting to get spread out, there's still battles going on, mainly Nitrogash and TL4S right now. But it's just so amazing to see these drivers just, lap after lap, just giving it their all and just going so hard, trying to make up as much positions as they possibly can.
Yeah, they are. They're doing a brilliant job here, stellar of a job here. But at the moment here, you're going to have to watch out here because Mr. Sky C, the Drivers' Championship leader, will extend his points tally here against the other drivers here who try and push their cars to the limit here at the Baku Grand Prix here. TL4S will be a sitting duck here because Nitrogash in that Merc closing in on TL4S for second place here. So this might be a belter of a race here tonight. Luke Bailey in 4th place here, Sab in 5th, Tyler Blanche is in 6th after he had to pit because of the front wing damage. Stevens in 7th. Frostan is in 8th here.
Nitrogash making the move on TL4S going into turn 4.
Oh!
TL4S, he gets by him again. This is just an absolutely belter of a battle here. TL4S, Nitrogash, 2 and 3 right now. Mr. Sky Z 7.9 seconds ahead of him, so he is not a factor in this battle. But TL4S wanting desperately to hang on to the second position with Nitrogash trying to get everything that he can.
I do apologise, Tim. I didn't want to interrupt you there, but it was like, oh, unbelievable. Then TL4S is saying, look, I'll give you second, but I'm going to give you back to 3rd place because I want second place back here. What a move to bring himself back into second place here, TL4S. What a move there. I know it looks like we've only concentrated on the top 5 there, but that was the only majority of the best battles there that we have seen in the race here tonight. Like I said, fair play to Jacob on his debut race here. He'll guarantee a point here as long as he doesn't get a DNF. But I think he has got the fastest lap as well, but I'll get that confirmed. Yes, he is. He's still got the fastest lap of the race here as well. So fair play to him still. So he's guaranteed 2 points here tonight. So Spud in 9th place. He's having a struggling race here. I don't think Azerbaijan is one of those tracks he loves ever. Ferocious Stars got 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings now. So what do you reckon is going to happen here? Do you reckon Luke Bailey will try and steal the party of the podiums here tonight, Tim?
I don't think that Luke Bailey is close enough really to think about getting a podium just yet. I mean, it's within his grasp, but it's a 2-second gap between him and Nitrogash, and Nitrogash is a man on a mission. He is, and in fact, as I say that, TL4S is as well, because he has put about 0.5 of a second since the last time I visited them between them, because now Nitrogash is just barely outside of DRS range, whereas last time, just a lap ago, they were side by side in these corners.
Absolutely. But fair play to the drivers here as well. Good evening to Typhoon. How you doing, mate? Right, he's just joined in on the comments box here as well. Just watching Jacob now on his race here to try and close it on Spud now for 9th and 10th place. He says, well, my race went well. I'm not sure what happened from your side there, Typhoon. We'll have to hear from your thoughts here. But like I said, this is the closest battle we've got here. So Spud and Jacob here for 9th and 10th, respectively here, Tim. How did you rate Jacob's performance so far in this race?
Well, as you said, he's guaranteed a points-paying position. So I'd say that definitely warrants a really good performance there. You know, and of course we've had 6 DNFs, but the fact that he's not one of them, it speaks for itself. You know, Jacob, he's run a really clean race. He has the fastest lap, at least at the moment, so that'll guarantee him an extra point so long as he's able to keep it. And right now he's really just, he's being patient. He realizes that, okay, yes, he can pass Sir Spud, but there's really not another driver that's going to be within range of him. So he's just being patient right now and trying to, set Sir Spud up for the pass, but not trying to overdrive it and just make things worse for him.
Yeah, because he looks like he's getting close, but also Nitrogas is getting closer to TL4 here. So I want to try and switch between Nitrogas and Jacob here for the battle here as well. So just seeing what happens here, but still watching Jacob now, trying to close here to Spud now. Chance now for, which could be the DRS straights here as well. Battling out for the 9th place here, so fair play to these two drivers here, still holding on here for dear life here, but fair play to them. We'll look at Jacob now, try and close in on Spud now, on the straights now. So Spud will be a sitting duck here, and he'll lose out on the DRS straight as well, because like I said, Jacob will have that extra bit here, so Spud will have to try and get the slipstream off Jacob now. So fair play to Jacob, he moves up to 9th place now. Nitrogas going to go back to him now in trying to close in on TL4S. Oh, he was 6/10, but now it's 1 second now of a gap there. Typhoon says, lost my filming twice, there's nothing inside that I can make a comeback, unfortunately. Okay, hopefully you will bounce back in a moment or two, like for next week as well. So just waiting to see if you can try and bounce back next week as well. So we're on lap 23-26 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here. Oh, sorry, lap 24 of 26 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Just crossed over the line there, Mr. Scarcy. But so Tim, looking at the races and looking at the drivers itself, is there anyone out there that's impressed you tonight?
Well, definitely Nitrogas. He started in 6th, so a podium was within his reach, but normally what we see in these races is, wherever a driver qualifies, that's around where they'll finish. So Ton Albanach has surprised me in the sense that, he, had a bad few laps, and now he's dropped all the way down to 6th place and has a 3-second time penalty. Where Nitrogas has impressed me, where he started in 6th and was just able to silently work his way up to what is now 3rd place and looking like an almost guaranteed podium position. Yeah, absolutely. But bear in mind though, we've got 3 laps remaining and we've got a 4-car barrier, because Sab could join in of the party here, because Luke Bay is only 1.5 of gap here. TL4S is holding on for dear life here at 2nd place here. He might lose that to Nitrogas here, but I tell you what, the Red Bull of that Luke Bailey's is giving him some wings here tonight here. But fair play to him. And also Sab on the fresher mediums. They're up to their near end of those tyre lengths of the cars there. Will anyone try and hold on here, or would there be any silly bang moments there? We'll have to find out in the next few laps or so here. Tim? Yeah, we're just going to have to find out. And Dab, meanwhile, as you said, with him reaching, with his tires basically reaching the limit there, he's doing a really good job at hanging on. But then the 4 drivers in front of him, those tires, they had definitely got to be screaming for grip. Because, 18 laps on Mr. Skyzy's tires, 16 on Nitrogas, 17 on TL4S and Luke Bailey's. So all these drivers are definitely going to be struggling for grip at this point, as now it looks like Nitrogas is making the move around TL4S, and Nitrogas, he does complete the move. There may have been a little bit of contact going out of turn 1. Now TL4S in the Renault, he's going to try to get back to Nitrogas, but he's not going to be able to do it. He's on the DRS straight now, and he's trying to use the slipstream and the DRS to his advantage, but Nitrogas got a really good run out of that corner, and I think he's going to be able to hold the position at least this time around. Yeah, Saab moves up to 4th place now, Tim. Saab moves up to 4th place now, passing Luke Bailey now for 5th place. So now Saab is going to try and catch TL4S now for 3rd place.
What a way to finish off the round 6 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here. If you like what we see so far, guys, please make sure you like, subscribe to the Invictus Racing League channel for all the live races here. This has been an absolute belter here. Mr. Sky C, the Drivers' Championship leader and winner of the last 3 seasons, is comfortable nearly over 10 seconds there at one point there. But fair play. Also, this has been an absolutely belter of a battle here for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th place here. What else could you expect after coming back from the Christmas and New Year break here, Tim?
This is exactly what I could expect, and this is exactly what I knew we could do, because the Invictus Racing League drivers, they are absolutely amazing, and they do not give up, and that shows right here, right now, as TL4S was running in 2nd. Now he's in 3rd, but not giving up as he has the Mercedes of Sab breathing down his neck. Sab, meanwhile, you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, that he was the biggest mover of the race, and checking that right now, it is 12th position, but now he is going by TL4S and going to make it 13. So Sab now moves into the 3rd position, and he might be getting a podium here today. He is clear TL4S as they go down into turn 1. The Renault can do nothing but watch the back of the Mercedes as it disappears on the horizon. Yeah,
so the 2 Mercs are in the top 3 now of the final race. The final lap, not the final race. The final lap of this race of the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for round 6 now. What do you expect from this? Will TL4S back into Sab here for 3rd place here? We'll try to do everything possible here. We'll have to find out here in a moment or two. But at the moment here, Sab, for me personally, is my driver of the day. Do you agree, Tim, for both of us, that he'll be our driver of the day here after his brilliant performance here tonight?
You show me a driver that can gain 13 spots in a race, he is definitely my driver of the day. Good job to Sab, no matter where he finishes. Good job to all the drivers. But Sab has been very, very impressive today, and it is not over yet. He has a very slim chance still to get nitro gas. He is within DRS range, and he is on medium tires. Of course, his tires are struggling for grip. So are nitro gas's tires. So it is just going to have to come down to the wire. It is 1.1 seconds separating the two. It looks as though nitro gas is safe.
Oh, I don't know. Frostad moves up to 7th place. Oh, Steven moves up to 8th. But before we see the ball there, congratulations as well to Mr. Sky C, who is just won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Just crossing over the line now. But I want to try and get back into the 3rd and 4th place here because they're trying to battle it out here. So congratulations to Mr. Sky C for that. But look at this. Will be a frantic end there. Oh, Nitrogas, hold on. Nitrogas says, hold on. Yes, he has. He's hold on. Sam moves up to 3rd. He finishes in the podium here. TL4S just misses out on the podium here in 4th. Luke Bailey finishes in 5th place here. Fantastic drive there. Tom Blanche will be absolutely gutted there, because he could have had a podium here tonight as well. Froshistan, he has been really unlucky here tonight, Froshistan. He had a bit of a silly bang moments there, but still, fair play to Froshistan, who still kept going with that car there in 7th place. Oh, Stephen is just coming up to the final bit now of the straight line speed here in 8th place. Jacob on his debut race. Fantastic drive from him. He finishes in 9th place and finishes in the points as well. So he'll guarantee, as long as he's got the fastest lap, which he still has, as far as I know, he'll have 3 points on his tally here to start off with. So fair play to Jacob on his debut race, and also to Spud. Coming up to the final bit now of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here. So what a drive, what a race here. It's one of those races to remember by as well, but to be fair, you just don't know what to expect back. But fair play to Mr. Sky C, who's just extended his Drivers' Championship lead here against Luke Bailey and Jos, who unfortunately had a bit of DNF earlier on. But well done to Nodgash and also to Sab here. Sab, our commentator's driver of the day here, after his brilliant battle from the back all the way to get guaranteed a podium here after he had no time at all. No time at all. Can you imagine if he did have a time here? I think he would have guaranteed to win the race if he had started off with the time here. But what will be, will be. We'll have to find out next time there. But race classification for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. Mr. Sky C in 1st, Nitrogas is in 2nd, Saab is in 3rd, TL4S is in 4th, Luke Bailey is in 5th, Tom Avalanche is in 6th, Frostad 7th, O'Stephen in 9th, Jacob on his debut race in 9th, Suspud in 10th, Ozone, Mr. P, Boy Better Know, Sheepy, Delange, Yoss all had DNFs during the race here. Just getting some there. Not much penalties here, so fair play to some of the drivers who, like majority of the drivers who've had no penalties at all. But like I said, there's only been a few penalties tonight, but fair play to that as well. So while we get that, so Tim, what's your thoughts of the race while try and get the drivers in?
I think it was just absolutely stellar. It was amazing. You know, it started out and there was drama in the first corner. You know, as Yoss had some issues with the pedals. You know, and then as far back as 10th position, we were seeing very intense battles. I remember Sheepy was really, trying to make his way up the field, and I'm not sure what happened to Sheepy where we had the 16th, him being one of the 6. But overall, the race was just absolutely amazing. That's really the only word that I can describe this race. Probably the best that we could have came back to.
Absolutely, and that's what we need. Everything to bring back into the racing, and that's what we need. The need for speed on the fantastic driving here tonight. So yeah, just absolutely unbelievable stuff there. So we're just inviting the top 3 drivers here tonight to hear their thoughts as well. And like I said, hopefully we'll get Nigel Gash's views, Mr. Sky C's views, and also Sab, who for us is our commentator's driver of the day after his brilliant driving throughout the pack here to get the podium here tonight. But we're just waiting for Nigel Gash and Mr. Sky C to join in the party here tonight. So but yeah, before we carry on, guys, can you please make sure if you like and subscribe to the channel here for all the live races as well. So please make sure you tune in and watch all the replay that race here. It was just absolutely battles galore left, right and centre here. So before I carry on or start off with interview questions, you know what's coming, guys. Please make sure you allow voices to be shared. It's set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings, and there's an option that says allow voice to be shared. Make sure it's set to always allow. So while we're waiting for the guys to get themselves prepped up and ready to go, I'll be talking to Mr. Sky C, the Drivers' Championship leader, and still extending his points tonight. Nigel Gash on a brilliant podium finish after his battle there with TL44S. It was absolutely unbelievable stuff, and he'll be absolutely delighted. That's the real life. Will the real Nigel Gash please speak up when we come up next? And then also Sab, after a brilliant drive from starting off right at the back here into 3rd place here. What a drive there, and as I said earlier, he like me and Tim's commentators driver of the day as well. So guys, are you all set and ready to go?
Yeah.
Nice one. So like I said, we'll be talking to Mr. Sky C, then Nigel Gash, and then Sab for their podium questions. Mr. Sky C, the Va-Va-Voom guy, how you doing, mate? You alright?
I'm very happy, as you can imagine. Yeah, this race feels very important for me. So yeah, I was very, I'm very happy. I'm speechless. I'm literally sweating on my body.
Oh, bless. Don't worry, Mr. Skies here. Right, in your short terms here, short description of your race here tonight, in your own words.
Well, first the quali, awesome. I did the best lap I could do on the second stint. I didn't even bother to set a third lap because it was useless. I couldn't improve. So yeah, I pulled by something like half a second. So I was very happy with that. As I said before the race, that's the first time in the Invictus that I practice for a race. So it pays out, yeah, I guess. And then for the race, well, I brought a bit too much fuel, like 3 laps, and it was too much. So the car felt very heavy the first stint, and I touched the wall on lap 4. So I wanted to wait until lap 5 to pit, but on lap 5, Wave did the same as me and pitted directly. So I had to wait one more lap, which cost me a bit of time, like 5 seconds with the extra lap. And then I guess it was Sab, or maybe no, it's a Ferrari that fought with Wave and Typhoon and Tom 444, so I could catch them, and then I passed them quickly, and Wave and Typhoon collide with the wall, so it helped me a bit, and then I was just saving the tires, saving the brakes. Like the 10 last lap were very tense for me, like braking very, very early. I haven't got a warning because of that. So yeah, it was a control race, but not an easy one. But very happy with the result.
Fair dues, mate. Fair dues. It looked like it was. As you rightly said, there was a bit. It looked like there was a bit of a struggle from your side, but obviously you had to like do another lap in as well because of Time Avalanche had to pit in at the same point. Obviously, you had the same cars tonight, but with that as well, did you felt like you nearly lost the race because of the start, or did you felt like you comfortable as you did at the end with about 10-second gap? I think it was near the end.
It's a tough question. I think everything can happen in Baku, so well done Baku. And so I thought that if me can collide with the wall, then everybody can do the same. And I was just praying for people to touch the walls, which happened. So yeah, I did my race on my own, and people around me helped me to win. But yeah, without that, I don't think I could win. I don't know. Wave was my preoccupation this race because it was very quick, even if the quali didn't show it. So yeah, as soon as Wave pitted on the second time, I knew that it was my race to win. So yeah.
Fair dues, mate. Fair dues. Like I said, you did a brilliant job here tonight at the Azerbaijan track, and as just rightly said, you have extended the Drivers' Championship lead now, so that should be a massive boost for yourself there tonight. But like I said, the next race is Bahrain Grand Prix. So, usual two questions: what are your thoughts of the track, and what are your expectations for the Bahrain Grand Prix?
Well, I like this track very much. It's a track that has always been at least okay in terms of pace, but I guess I will have the Williams, so it's difficult. Last season the final was in Bahrain? No, the race before. Yeah, anyway, we finished the season with Bahrain, and I was struggling a bit with the Williams, so I don't know what I can expect. And yeah, I like this track, but a top 5 will be enough for me. I'm struggling a lot with the Williams this season, so yeah, top 5 will be the best I can do, I guess. And once again, did you watch my quali lap? Because it was perfect.
No, I didn't. I only saw from when it popped up to say that you had the pole position time on one of the 8.6, I think it was. So I didn't watch it, unfortunately.
I need to upload it.
I'm sorry about that, mate. But that
okay.
was it. But yeah, can I just say congratulations on finishing, winning the race tonight, and well done for extending your Drivers' Championship as well.
Thanks, mate.
Like I said, you can stay if you want, or you can shoot off. It's up to you. But thank you very much for joining tonight, Mr. Sky. Fantastic.
Thanks to you, mate.
And Tim, we do the duos, mate. Don't remember that.
Oh yeah, thanks, Tim. I never heard him, so
it's all right, mate. But yeah, thank you, Mr. Sky. Thank you for that. Nitro Gash, how you doing, mate? You all right?
All right, mate.
How does it feel to get a podium here tonight?
Mental. I just wanted to get round one lap, to be fair.
One lap. You've just done 26 laps here, Sunshine. Absolutely brilliant stuff there. So, tell us your own thoughts of the race tonight, in your own words.
Well, got away all right, and then tried to keep out of trouble, and basically was just keeping up with the top 4, but they were pulling away slowly, and then they all pitted before me, and I probably should have pitted when they pitted because I hit the wall coming onto the back straight, but then I decided I'd do one more lap, and then I thought it's going to be a game of attrition, a war of attrition, really, because there's going to be at least 6 or 7 people fall out, and hopefully end up in 4th. which is where I was when I came back out. But yeah, I don't know how second happened.
Well, it's just like you just never know what to expect. But if you get a lottery ticket and you do win it, just remember that, sunshine.
Yeah, but then I saw Sab coming at the end, and I was like, "Oh great, he's on mediums. I've got no hope."
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a long battle there as well, but it was just you just timed it well when you was battling out with TL4 Race. Was that your best battle tonight?
Yeah. I mean, I got him a couple of times. I overshot one, and then I just waiting for him for the moment. I mean, I think he pitted before me as well, so I knew his tyres would go off before one. But my rears were I don't know what's going on. The rear tyre wear was really high.
Yeah, because it's one of those tracks where the tyre deg, especially on the softs, they kick off probably about 8 laps of it, 9 laps, and which is what I've seen from majority of the drivers who have had to pit in at that point in time. But with that driving as well, I think you did well, and that's a way to start off after the Christmas and New Year break. Do you agree?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, every time I went through the castle, I was thinking I was going to hit the wall, but thankfully I didn't. So
fair dues, mate. Fair dues. Let's hope you keep that momentum going in tomorrow's race for the F3 League as well. So,
well, yeah, hopefully we'll see.
Yeah, but just wait and see. But Nigel Gash, well done for tonight. I'm glad to see you properly in the podium here after missing out quite a bit. I kept pestering you every time, and I haven't mentioned anything on the commentary box until the last bit, which I bet it was like nerve wracking.
Until I was like a yard away from the line.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Nitro. As I said, Bahrain's the next track. I think that was your podium, if I remembered it right, at Bahrain. So, what's your thoughts of the track and what are your expectations for next week?
I like Bahrain. It's nice. I like the track. I'm just if I've got the setup set up right, because sometimes I get really mad oversteer around this, I'll tinker with it, and then at least there's no walls really close or castle.
No, I bet you've had enough of it now. With the
I've got to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
You'll be fine, mate. You'll be fine. Yeah. If you did it once, you can do it again.
Exactly.
But congratulations, Nitro. You did a brilliant job on getting the podium here tonight, which it was just an unbelievable drive, and a fair play to you on that one.
Cheers,
you can stay if you want, or you can shoot off. It's up to you, but thank you very much.
I'm going to shoot. I've got some mates here, but yeah, cheers, man.
Have a drink on all of us.
Yeah, I will do, because I've just sat there drinking while I've been racing.
I bet they're absolutely... Hey, unbelievable stuff there. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. But you're thinking nutters on that one next. Well done, Nitro. Congratulations,
mate.
Right. See you later.
See you in a bit.
Sab, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, wow, I did not expect to finish third tonight. I just want to let you know I've never ever finished this track in a online league race, so this is a big first for me. I could not believe how that's gone tonight, to be honest.
Oh, fair dues. I was going to say, Sab, and I know I kept saying it during before we started the interviews and during the commentary box, but me and Tim have decided that you was our commentators driver of the day, because the way that you produced from the way at the back into the podium here, and you was the biggest mover of the positions as well. So I know you said you did not expect it, but what kicked off that podium here tonight?
Well, I think I can't deny, I think the fact that I got the Mercedes certainly helped me. I don't think I'll be getting it again, but I wanted to keep out of trouble early on. I knew there was always going to be people rubbing up against the wall or colliding with each other, because it's just the nature of this track, isn't it? It does bring out accidents, unfortunately, and if I could just stay out of trouble from that, and then just focus on my race from there on, starting on those hard tyres, and any real bad incidents, I'm going good. I unfortunately did a lap before my pit stop hit the wall just after the castle section, which did damage my front wing, so I had to have a front wing change, which would have probably promoted me further up the grid if I hadn't have had that. But I thought it was best to have the front wing change rather than try and struggle on throughout the rest of the race on brand new medium tyres. So I thought if I go with the front wing change and then be able to just go full attack for the second half of the race, and luckily it paid off. The medium tyres worked beautiful for me, and yeah, it just paid. I was panicking a bit, I'll tell you, at the end, because I almost hit the wall chasing Nitro, and I thought I had, and I had to get off the accelerator, and then I seen Tom coming behind in the Renault, thinking, "Oh, don't pick me on the line." But luckily, in the end, I kept all the third place. But yeah, it was just. I'll be honest, it was the whole race was just one big panic, because I'll be honest, similar to what Nitro said, I wasn't expecting to get past lap 1 because just of how bad I usually am around this track. So to pick up P3 is a huge boost and win for myself. It feels like a win, to be honest.
Like I said, with all the drivers here, there's obviously I always pick the drivers that would do well, and I want them to do well, like Nigel Gash and yourself, Sab. After what happened last season when you had a bad start and then you put yourself back up, this is kind of feels like you are coming back to your real life self, Sab, tonight. And after seeing that, I know you was in the mud, but fair play to you. It was a brilliant way of coming through through the gap, through the pack here as well, and to produce it as well as on a track where it's so difficult as well, especially the castle section. I absolutely hate that castle section. Yeah. I do agree with you on that one. But the one question I want to ask you actually is, if you didn't DNF at the qualifying, would you have gone higher tonight? Would you?
My plan was to not qualify in the first place, because I didn't want to qualify in the middle of the pack around this track, simply because of the nature of this track. Like I've said, you can end up having somebody tripping over you, or you tripping over somebody out of your hands, and suddenly your whole race is ruined and you're having to come into the pits after the first lap to change your front wing. I had planned on starting at the back to just keep out of trouble, really, because I wasn't confident enough of qualifying at the very front. I thought the likes of Skyzy, Ton Albanak and a few others would have been quicker me anyway, so I didn't want to say qualify between like P5 and P11 and suddenly find myself tripping up over a few people early on and my whole race being ruined. So my plan was just to let people get on with it and then work on from there.
Fair dues, mate, fair dues. Like I said, Sab, you're an absolute legend in the commentary box, and you're an absolute legend as a driver as well, with Gareth as well on the F1 League on the Monday night as well. But also tonight, you did a brilliant job for third place here as well. That is a brilliant job, to be fair, especially when you started right at the back as well. And it's very tough as well, especially when you have like a big group as well. You just need to make sure you plan it well. And I feel like you've just planned it well, especially when you said you had the front wing damage earlier on, but which I thought that you had tyre problems. That's why I thought. No. 13 laps of the hards. I thought this ain't right, because some of the drivers were going over 13 laps of. That's where we was predicting of whether it was a 2-stop or 1-stop race during that moment there. But fair play to you, Sab, on that one. To be fair, two more questions before we shoot off. What your thoughts of Bahrain, and what are your expectations for that track?
I like Bahrain. It's obviously a lot easier. I find it a lot easier than this track. It's a good track. I think you can have some good battles around there, and I've enjoyed racing around there. I've practiced a lot on there. I've recently for Christmas got a wheel, so I've been practicing a lot on all different tracks, including that one. So I'm looking forward to getting stuck into that. I don't think I'm going to be getting that Mercedes next week, but I'll be giving it as good a go as possible, and hopefully scoring good points again for me and my teammate in the constructors.
Fair dues, mate, fair dues. Sab, again, congratulations on getting third place, and our commentator's driver of the day as well. I wish you all the very best of luck, same with Nigel Gash and with Mr. Sky C for the remainder of the seasons as well. So, Sab, as I said, you can stay if you want, or you can shoot off. It's up to you, but thank you very much for joining tonight, Sab.
I'm going to shoot off, thank you. Thanks as well, Tim, for your commentary as well. Good night, everybody.
Cheers, Sab. Thank you very much. Absolute legend. Thank you to Mr. Sky C, Nigel Gash and Sab for their brilliant podiums finishes, as well as Mr. Scorsese finishing in the finishing point there as well. Thank you to everyone that's watched the stream there. You have absolute legends there. For the final time, can you please make sure you like, subscribe to the Invictus Racing League channel for all the live races here as well. But also, Tim, thank you very much for joining me tonight in the commentators box, as always, Tim.
It has been fun. It has been an amazing race. I mean, you know, and it sounds like the top 3 drivers there are definitely ecstatic for getting a podium. And, you know, I'd be proud of myself if I was in their shoes. That was, it was crazy. It was amazing. It was, at times, just completely loony. But it was, you know, like I said, the perfect race that we could have came back to, more or less.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah, you are absolutely right there, Tim. Absolutely right there as well. Top notch. You are an absolute legend there. The greatest American commentator of them all as well. So, Tim, thank you very much for joining me tonight. What a race as well as there. This was the Invictus Racing League for the Realistic Performance League at the glorious race of the Azerbaijan track as well. Next week will be round 7 at the glorious race of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Will Mr. Scorsese try and improve his points, or will there be anyone try and catch him up here on the Drivers' Championship? We'll have to find out later on throughout the remainder of the season. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'll see you all next week at the glorious race of Bahrain. Ta-ra a bit. Bye-bye.